Means that I just say, be it unto me according to your word. So I don't modify the word at all. I don't modify the correction. I don't try to muzzle the ox. So I just go ahead and say, okay. You know, it's like the Joel army. Joel army, they didn't thrust one another. They just fell on the sword.
Amen.
Yeah, you just fall on the word. Say, okay, Lord, I've been around long enough. 5 years. 5 years? I know my leaders. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's a word from God. I've been following. If you ain't been following, if you've been at a distance, then you can't discern the voice. So then you do have some adjustments to make. And this is what I love this one. Real sheep they just love to show signs of acceptance. They love to show signs of self-worth. In other words, they don't have a problem with getting close. Y'all looking like y'all don't understand it. I don't know how much more I can break that down. I got like about 10 people looking at me like, what that mean? What, you need a scripture or something? They like acceptance. They love to be esteemed and honored, and you know what I'm saying? Not they have to you have to be told that you're great all the time. That's not what I'm talking about. They like to, you know what I'm saying? They like to have approval and acceptance. Most sheep ain't gonna bite you when you feed them. Is that better for you? Right? They're not aggressive. Is that better? Yeah, okay. So they don't mind hanging out with you. You ain't gotta see if, they're gonna get too close, they're gonna do something wrong. No, they love to be accepted. They love it. So that's the key. So next thing, they enjoy the safety and protection of the fold. They know there's safety in numbers. You won't find them just scattering out and getting caught up in different things. Whatever going on in the church, they want to be a part of it. Oh, it's quiet in this Baptist church. Y'all writing it down? That's what it is? No, we got some folks that just don't like to be in numbers. We'll talk about that in a second. And and the thing about it too, they can survive the changing climate. Woo! Now, that didn't get you. See, y'all too subliminal today. How about your gut? Can you catch it in your gut? Can we catch it in your gut? Okay. They love the changing climate. I'm going to say it again. Did y'all catch that part? So what that means? That means when things are not, the worship ain't high, they don't just berate the worship team. When the message is not necessarily with 4 points, it's just on 3, they good with it. When the lead pastor ain't leading and somebody else is filling in for them, they don't mind it. Am I right? When there's an extra offering, they ain't got a problem with it. When the pastor say we want to raise X amount of dollars, these good sheep be like, when? Right? They don't have a hand on their pocket or the purse next to them. They ain't got one eye on me and one eye on... You get what I'm saying? So they can endure the changing climates. They already know. If apostles say we're going to have a 4-day conference, they don't have a problem. It's a changing climate. They already know it. This don't happen all the time. It's a special event. It's once in probably a long time. Y'all should have been around with us earlier in the life of this ministry. We used to start our conferences on Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 on Saturdays, yep. Thursday, Friday, so it was 4 sessions. And guess what? Folks showed up. Showed up. Folks showed up. They came. They supported it because we were newbies and everybody was excited about the possibility. I'm sure. But now we do it. We try to be, try to accommodate you. Friday. You're gonna get off. You'll be excited and everything. Just got paid Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What was it? What we doing now?
Sam Cook.
Same thing. Ain't it? Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So we don't really do 3. Do we do 3?
Sometimes.
No, sometimes.
Last month we've done Friday, Saturday night.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, we do a 3 like that. That's what we do Saturday morning, Saturday night. So we try to abbreviate it. We won't put too much pressure on you. But I got a feeling something that is in the air. Yeah. And we're going to need to stretch a little bit.
Amen.
One good stretch in the year ain't going to hurt you.
Amen.
Come on now. I promise I won't break it. I'll bend you, but I won't break it. Okay, so they know how to adapt to the changes in the environment. They know the peaks and valleys. They know if they get laid off, they don't leave the church. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they didn't go well, but that's the truth. You'd be shocked how many folks leave the church because they get laid off. I've seen all kinds. In fact, some, they come to church broke, they get money, and they leave us.
Get a new job and leave.
Yeah, get a new job and leave. I've seen that happen a whole lot. Come here and busted, broke, busted, and disgusted.
Yeah.
Come sit for a little bit, get a couple of this and that, and a little dab to do you. Before you know it, they get on their feet, they say, oh, thank you. Normally the ones that ain't tipper or tithing, they throwing change in the offering. God done blessed them and changed their whole stratosphere, whole trajectory of what's going on in their life. And they show their respect and honor by letting us see the bottom of their heels. This is the last one for the sheep. When they are in pain, you can't see their struggle or discomfort. They don't bleed on other people. Woo! Woo! Can I get a high five on that one?
Yeah.
How many know we got vampires? Ooh, yeah. They got leeches. And some people, they just bleed. Never get healed. Scabs all over. And then you touch it, a message comes and they bump against it and they back to where they were. Yeah, you can see the healing was coming. The smile was there. Excited. Hands lifted up. Something come out of the message. And now we done reset. We done went back to what we used to be. Now the same characteristics, personalities, and traits that we outran, we find it is once again in common with us. Because we never got rid of the root. We never got healed properly. We put a mask and a Band-Aid on it. And most folks don't go to the Holy Spirit, which I'm a proponent. What they call that? I was gonna say fan, but advocate. Good word. I'm an advocate for letting you know that the Holy Spirit is your healer.
Yes.
Now he don't work. He can work a wonder, but most of it is healing and process. You know, it's not like instantaneous. But I'm telling you, he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And your desire to be made whole eventually is going to pay off. But you can't think you're going to pray for 6 weeks or 5 weeks or 4 days or 5 days and think it's just all of a sudden going to come. But I'm here to tell you, when you're no longer focused on your hurt, that's when you know it came. That's the way. You're going to look back and say, dang, I used to didn't like Apostle, but now he's all right. He ain't that bad. I thought you was some kind of dude. Yeah, he ain't that bad. He's a little funny guy, you know. Yeah, he ain't that bad. A little rough, a little linear at times, but I'm like the Pillsbury Doughboy from time to time. From time to time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all coarse. You know, I am focused. And I don't like phony stuff. I like the real deal because y'all like the real deal. Most of us, am I right? Most of y'all like the real deal. You don't want no phony stuff. You know, figurines. I want the real thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but when they're in pain, you can't see their struggle at this conference. So that means they immune. They go into a place of immunity, quarantine. That don't mean they disconnect. It just means, okay, this is an issue. I see it. It's not right. I'm not going to infect nobody else. I'm going to get in the right position, the posture, the mindset, so that I can get healed. I don't want you to get it. Anybody ever had a cold and told somebody, No, I can't hug you. I've heard people say, I can't hug you, I got a cold. I said, thank you. Because I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you just can't do. Because it's contagious. Hurt is contagious. Bitterness is contagious. He told him, he said, lest the root of bitterness spring out of you and defile others. That stuff will defile people. That's why preachers got to make sure their heart is right. I can defile people by the words of my mouth. I did it. I know. I did it in July 7th, 2010. That was the last spasm I had in the pulpit. I went off on the deep end. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I hurted somebody. I made amends. A couple of them received it. I was happy they didn't come back. Being honest. I like, one of them I lay, oh man, I blew it. My bad. That was off. I was wrong for that one. I ain't had it. I ain't had one. I had to let God deal with me, heal that. You know what I'm saying? I've had it privately. I ain't had it publicly. You know what I'm saying? He's like, doggone it. Well, kick your shoe off and go to the other side of the room. What's wrong with him? The laws ain't mine. Now, the negative part of the sheep is they have too much wool that makes them vulnerable to the enemies. So that's where the wolves get their teeth in them. So sometimes we are so driven on prosperity and trying to be successful, we become a temptation to the enemy. That's the negative side. And there's some things that well, let's talk about the wolves. Let's talk about the wolves. I mean, goats. Let's talk about the goats. I'll leave that other part of it. Let's go to the goats. The butt ministry. You know, that's the butt ministry. But I know what you mean, Apostle, but you know, that's what goats do. But that's what we do. So if you got a butt ministry, I've talked to people and I get to tell them my point of view. They'll hear it, tell me what I just said, then they put a butt on it, I know it's in trouble. Now they done repeated what I said. I know what but I'm like, oh. I mean, what you just discredit what I said. No need no butts in there. They don't need no butt in there when there's a conversation.